2. What's going on, family? And by now you already know I gotta bring you back another banger. You know your boy Alien gotta bring y'all some bangers. Now this is not gonna be, it's a long video, but it's not all about talking about how to hit legend. You know what I'm saying? I throw in some pro-am gameplays in the back, cause that I'm gonna start it off right now. I'm not gonna waste your time as far as the hitting legend part. It's pro-am. Pro-am, get a squad, get a team, and go up to diamond. That's it. Diamond, every game you play, you get 2.5 XPs. You know, it's not hard to do. It's, you know what I'm saying, just get a good lineup. If you know what I mean, there's all types of lineup you can run in pro-am that's effective. You know, it's the game is a little bit different than park, so you know you could run 3 locks if you don't have a guard. You know what I mean? You could run, you know what I'm saying, 2-6-9. Like, you could run different lineup in pro-am and still be able to hit diamond. You know, you don't have to win every single game. And honestly, that is the fastest way. I know a lot of people, you know, they act. So just so you know, I don't play a whole lot of pro-am. This pro-am gameplay I'm bringing y'all is you know what I'm saying, just to bring y'all some gameplay and really explain, you know, how to win in the fastest way. But I play park, man. I play park. I play event. You know, every now and then I'll play proving grounds, mainly ones. You know, sometimes I'll go to the theater depending if they have an event or whatever. Sometimes I'll play random rec or I'll play reckless squad, but you know, I don't play a lot of pro, and I'm about to hit vet 3. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely gonna hit legends. But I know if I wanted to go faster, I would be doing pro play. I'll be playing pro all the time. That would be my number one go-to. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't take this game too competitively. You know what I'm saying? I don't take 2K25 too competitively. So for me to be really playing pro-am all the time, it would mean that, you know what I'm saying, I gotta really lock in and get into my competitive game mode and competitive spirit. And I don't think this 2K you can really have that. So I don't really have that, you know, that competitive edge to be playing pro-am all the time. Nah, sometimes I just like just shooting from half, see if it goes in. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of game it is. You just see if it goes in. That's not to say you can't play competitive. Like, you watching this game, you know what I mean? Clearly you can play competitive. Look how I'm moving. Look at the shots I'm taking out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could play competitively, but the competitive nature that normally comes with the sport game, this game lacks that. So me personally, I don't spend a lot of time playing pro-am. Actually, I spend very little time playing pro-am. But if you are trying to rep up fast and that's your main objective, you know what I mean, you want to get, you know, whether it's you want to get the extra cap breakers or you want to make it to that million VC, I don't know. But for whatever reason, if you're trying to rep up and you trying to go by the fastest route, pro-am is the fastest route. Alright, now that I said that, now we're going to move on to topic number 2. You know, topic number 2 is just really, like, I guess you can say it's really sort of a wish list of mine of things. I don't know if it's a wish list. I can't call it a wish list because I think these things are necessary for the next game. You know what I mean? Like, this game fundamentally in almost every aspect is broken. You know what I'm saying? Like, the passing is broken. Passing is one of the worst passing you've seen in any 2K. You know, like, you can't. The passing is so bad that when you pass the ball, you're hoping that it doesn't bounce off somebody's head. You know, that's a consistent thing. That's something that continuously happens. Like, every game, every other game, every game that's happening. And you know, this is happening. Don't, you know what I mean? A lot of y'all got, bring it pass accuracy. No, this is happening to people that got 99 pass accuracies. You know what I mean? I'm talking about people that has every legend badge. That's what 99. They have every legend passing badge you could possibly think of. Chicken wing. You see how I'm doing, but every legend badge as far as passing, and they're still in every game hitting the back of someone's head or hitting the back of someone's shoulder. Like that, maybe that might happen once or twice in the blue moon in the league. Very rarely, but to see that happen consistently is definitely not a thing. And for a game that's striving and pushing towards realism, it I think that defeats the whole purpose of it, right? I don't think there's anything real about that. I think that's, if anything, that is probably one of the most goofy things I've ever seen in any basketball game. You can't pass. It's like basketball 101 fundamentals. You know what I mean? And for quote unquote, these are supposed to be NBA players that we're using, and they can't pass. That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? The second thing, yo, we gotta get some diversity in this game. This game is so one-sided, and because of the lack of diversity, it can get very, very boring. And I say this in a lot of my videos, like one of the big reasons why I'm able to play this game every single day and really have fun with it is because it's YouTube thing that I'm doing, and it's a big impact. Like before 2K, I always played 2K. I never streamed because I never made any content because it was just fun for me, right? The game itself was just fun for me. I didn't really have to do much, just play. I gotta have to think about nothing. Now, things are different. Maybe some people do, but I personally, I can't just get on the game and have fun, and that just comes from multiple different things. But the main thing, it's just the lack of diversity, the lack of things that you can do. Like sometimes I'll come on here and I'll go onto the my court and look through all these animations and try to put different animations so it could look different, so I get a different field. And it's like, no, that's not part of this game. You know what I mean? That is just not, diversity is not part of this game. That is something that is lacking so badly, and it doesn't make sense because realistically, right, how many people actually move like AI? Not too many. How many people move like Kyrie? How many people move like Kevin Durant? Right? Not too many people actually watching back move like those people. These are individuals, and my point is that's diversity, right? Everybody you could be dribble god, can have 6 different types of dribble god. You know what I'm trying to say with difference. This game, you can't do that, right? You can't. It's not, you could put on different SIGs, right? But half the different, there's about 2 SIGs for every category, right? And if you try to put a SIG that is not within those, you are at a tremendous disadvantage. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make sense to me because not everybody had the Allen Iverson crossover, but none of them were less effective in their ways. You know what I mean? Tim Hardaway had his own crossover. Kyrie got his own crossover. Darren Williams had his own crossover. The list goes on and on. Like, I'm just naming a few, but my point is, all these people had different that was highly effective. Kobe Bryant had his own crossover, man. He rest in peace. You know what I mean? So it's like when it comes down to this game, diversity has to be in the forefront. Like, you guys have to make one of the biggest issues, right? Like, I'll give you an example for like speed with ball, right? 85 is really all you need, because once you go past that, you actually get slower, right? So it's like, why would anybody add any of those animation that requires more speed when they all put you at a disadvantage? When, contrary, what I think 2K should do, right, is to, I'm not saying every animation needs to be this way, but it needs to scale up. If you have a 90 speed board, there needs to be animation that are 90 speed board that are significantly faster than one, and dribbling style that are significantly faster than the ones with 85. That it it makes it diverse, and not only that, it makes it make sense for when people have different builds. They're able to use this build and that build and feel like they moving differently. Versus if I build a 5'9", I have to have the same exact dribble style as somebody that's 6'4", because that is the only one that works. That's the only one that's effective. And in a basketball game, I feel like that's not, especially when that thrives and goes off realism and realistic this and realistic that is not realistic. What part of that is realistic? None of that is realistic. And so to me, I think that's a major things to they need to. That's not even going to the gameplay. That's just adding some diversity to the game with animation that actually work. Now let's move on to the gameplay. I'm not a developer. I don't develop video games. I don't know what it takes to make a video game, right? I purchased the game, I play it. Chicken will look at that. That's crazy. But anyway, I purchased the game and I play it, right? And I enjoy playing it. My point is, I don't know. I can't say up here and be like, oh, the devs could easily. I don't know if it's easy or not, right? But I do know I am paying for a product. My money is paying for a product. The reason why, the devs have a job and 2K is where it's at is because of me, is because of us, it's because of the consumer, the fan base that are buying this product. So what I can say is they definitely need to work on the mechanics and the physics of this game. It's not logical. It feels like it was built by a non-human, right, that is just trying to capture certain animations that doesn't actually know how things looks in the realistic world, right? It almost feels like an AI built this engine. It's not. It's the most clunky, most unresponsive dribbling engine I've ever seen. Not just the dribbling engine, the shooting, just the physics in general, right? Like even you jump for a rebound, it doesn't make sense. The logic behind it doesn't make sense, and I feel like, to me, that would change the game up so much, just having the physics work correctly. You know what I'm saying? Being able to go up, down, left. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when you're moving to one side, you don't feel like you're stuck in mud. Like the physics of this game is broken, completely broken. And for the newer 2K coming up, that's something that needs to be fixed. That absolutely needs to be fixed. We imagine if you're paying for a product and, right, like I'll give you an example. Imagine you just purchase Call of Duty, for example, right? And while you're playing Call of Duty, you can't move in certain directions. When you try to move backwards, you feel like you're moving in mud. And when, you know what I'm saying, like that strongly would disrupt the game and the flow of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in the game that requires you to move. This is basketball. It's a game that requires. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know too many games out there that doesn't require you. My gosh, I'm just yanking, bro. But anyway, I don't know too many games out there that doesn't require you in some way, shape, or form to be able to move directionally. You know what I mean? Like I play Rivals Marvels, and the crazy thing to me is the characters are way more responsive than the ones on 2K. You can move in directions up, down. I mean, yeah, obviously it's different. It's not a sport game. You're not clicking in animation and whatnot, but you can move freely, right? Even if you were to just take the left stick, right? That's not just a stick that you don't even dribble move, and you just move around the court. You feel how clunky and stiff and unrealistic the players and the characters feel, and that nobody wants that. I don't know anybody who asks for 2K to be more clunky and more less responsive and more stiff. Like I don't know not one person has ever asked for that, and that's literally what has happened in this game. So the next 2K coming out, that needs to be fixed. That needs to be this is the problem, which leading to my next point, the L2 cheese. Because the physics is so bad, you create play style that's not basketball, right? Like L2 cheese is not basketball. Like I heard somebody say, oh, that's what Steph. No, it's not. I've never seen Draymond put somebody in the post and then someone gets stuck behind him while Steph runs to the people. No, that's never happened. They set screens, right? That's realistic. That's what happens in basketball. Nobody gets stuck behind the post. That's not real at all. There's nothing real about that, right? That is the furthest from basketball. That might be in a different game now, but not basketball, right? And that leads me to my next point. I personally feel like I don't have any vendetta against gravity ball or against all these things that's non-basketball related that 2K is putting in the game. I actually don't. I think it's pretty cool. A lot of it I don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? Because I get on here, I'm trying to like gravity, but I don't really understand it. But that might be why. It might be because I don't understand it. So I'm not pushing narrative or take these out the game. No, if y'all feel like this is good to be in the game, this is what people who come play basketball want to see, then by all means put it in the game. The issue I have is when the games become more focused on those other things, like those other things are better than the actual basketball game. That to me, that's when it becomes an issue. Like the dancing in 2K25 is better than the actual basketball game gameplay. You get what I'm saying? The go-kart. As a matter of fact, I believe 2K got a reward for their go-kart. Like the go-kart is better than the actual basketball game. And to me, that's when it's not an issue that you're doing these things, but the focus needs to be brought back to basketball, man. Why is go-karting got better physics than the actual NBA 2K game that we're buying? NBA, right? Basketball. That's why we're buying this. So I think there needs to be a refocus, a readjustment, and I get it. Like, Fortnite is big, and Fortnite has changed the gaming industry to keep up, whatever it is. However, I think it is a huge disservice to your core fan base, right? To focus on everything outside of the basketball aspect. So that's I think if that's changed in 2K26, that will greatly impact the game, right? That there will be no L2 cheesing. There'll still be all these other things, but if the focus on the game, a lot of these things won't even make it to the game, right? Super dexing. I mean, y'all seen it. There's been vids of people running from one side of the court and flying to the middle. You know what I'm saying? Well, super dexting. That's the only way I can really call it. And you gotta ask yourself, like, I've never seen nobody do that in any NBA game before. I've never seen nobody, like, and I've watched some of the fastest players, right? You name it. I've never been able to do anything like that. So it's like, and I'm not saying that you should only be able to do things in the game that you could do in real life. No, actually, I think it's a game that should be different. But if you're aiming for realism, that gotta be removed, man. That has to absolutely be removed. And now that brings me right back to my last point before I give you a quick little message. But my last point, my last wish for 2K26 is that let's keep the video game a video game, right? We pushing for realism too much on a video game takes out the fun, right? Like, can you imagine if you had to really sleep in the game and you had to really drink more? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's crazy, but like, think about that for a minute. If you start making the video game too real, you take out the aspect of the video game that people really, and that's the not being real, right? When we play the game, I don't want real when I'm on a video game. If I wanted real, I'll go outside and play ball. Some people are terrible in basketball in real life. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually nice. That's not my point. Some people are terrible in basketball in real life, and they get on this game and they practice and become nice, right? It has nothing to do with real life. They don't want to deal with real life. And my point to that is focusing on a game that's fun that takes people out of real life is significantly better than focusing on the game and trying to make it real. Now, I'm not saying we got to start having Space Jam, but no, we have Super Next, and that's equivalent. And that's my point. Make a game that's fun and let that focus be the fun versus trying to make a game that's realistic when in fact it ends up being the most unrealistic thing that anybody has ever seen in the 2K franchise. The most unrealistic thing. I mean, you play this game. If you play it as often as I play, you know how cheesy and goofy this game is, and nothing about it feels real. Nothing at all. It feels like you're literally. It's not even bad. Like, it was so funny. I put a clip one of my shorts, and one of the comments, and it was showing Gravity Ball, and one of the comments said, "Oh wow, I thought you were playing Fortnite." And that's the feel at this point when you play 2K. Right? You play 2K and you kind of feel like you're playing Fortnite, right? You don't take it too seriously. I mean, I don't take it too seriously, right? So it not only it takes away the fun, right, and it takes away the competitiveness. And these are the things that needs to be changed in the new 2K26 for it to get back to where it was, for the game to be fun again, for people to actually be competitive. As y'all can see, y'all see my team. I think right now is like 10-0. I don't really know. Like, I don't really play that much pro. We're gold or platinum, but the game is so boring, right? That I don't play pro am. It to me, I would have to be having fun on this game, on this for me to be able to play it like that. Like, no, there's no way. Like, I'm not. What sense does it make that I practice my shot, I practice my shot, and I come out here and I know there's a huge chance that my shooting isn't dependent on anything that I do. It's really dependent on what the game wants at the time, right? So that to me takes out the competitive nature, and that's why, like, I make funny vids, I make clips, I do YouTube, I set different goals, because whatever 2K got going on is, to me, it lacks interest because of all these things that they took out the game. So anyway, these are just my wish list and things that I truly believe, should be changed up, right? Like, yo, if you're shooting, you practice your shot, you know your shot, you time your shot, you create your own shot, you should be greening if you're timing it correctly. There shouldn't be any algorithm or anything like that dictates anything. But anyhow, man, before I end this video, I wanted to just really talk to y'all for a minute about something that happened to me not too long ago. Really, I mean, long story short, like, someone, I guess you could say, did something to me, like, where I felt like, I stay out of trouble for the most part, and I stick to myself. I play my game, as y'all can see. Like, I make content, and the person just, I don't really understand what happened, but they hit my phone up and started just saying some crazy stuff. And mind you, I don't really talk to this person. I don't really have much connection or like that, but just saying some crazy stuff, and it really got to me. And what I'm talking about really got to me. Like, I couldn't. It started breaking me down, and my whole point to saying this is, focus on yourself and things that you want to do to better yourself, and don't allow people to take you out that space, because it's something that's very easy to do. You know what I mean? Like, I come here and I grind this 2K stuff and this YouTube stuff down, and I'm very content, I'm very happy, and then yet there's still things that's outside of my direct control that can make me, in a sense, forget how blessed I am, and how fortunate I am to be doing certain things. So I just wanted to check in with crazy shot. But anyway, I just wanted to say that in the video, you know what I mean? Whatever you guys are doing, you're having a bad day, somebody getting at you, man, trouble coming to you that you don't know where it's coming from. Don't get discouraged. Don't let that, boggle your mind and let it seep to the rest of the days and the rest of the things that you're doing. Because I know sometimes it's difficult, so just remind yourself of the positive things you have, the things that you're doing that you want to do, and just keep pushing. But yeah, that's the end of the video, y'all. Like and subscribe. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all some bangers. I'm gonna drop a dribble tutorial soon, as y'all can see. My voice is getting better. I'm getting better. I actually had to go to doctors and get some medication in order to clear up, I don't know, allergies, whatever it is. But it's happening. So I'm gonna be dropping that dribble tutorial soon. So go ahead, like and subscribe. You too.